Absolutely everything is your fault. Let me explain. I was on a hike one day, not too long ago, with a good friend, and he talked to me about establishing my core values. So I hadn't really given that much thought before that hike, before he talked to me about it, about what my core values were, about what I valued the most about myself and in others. For me, number one on that list is self-accountability. So, to be self-accountable means taking on everything as your responsibility, and everything is because of you. For one reason or another, everything that happens in your life, you can track it back to you if you are humble enough to do so. If you can really just say, okay, yeah, that was my fault. Being self-accountable can give you a sense of clarity too. When everything is your fault, there is no noise in the back of your head saying like, oh, well, if they didn't do that, then this wouldn't happen to me, or if I didn't have to do this because they told me to, or like there wouldn't be any of that noise like distracting you from actually getting things done. If something goes wrong in your life and you're self-accountable enough to understand that, okay, I did this, that led to this, well, then you can just get to fixing it right away rather than trying to play the blame game. The way I see it, accountability is the opposite of entitlement. Entitled people lack accountability. Entitled people think they deserve everything for doing nothing. And they think nothing bad should happen to them. And whenever something bad does happen to them, it's never their fault. It's always someone else's fault or something else's fault, or like they're just unlucky. Not being self-accountable can hold you back from actually taking action. Worrying so much about why something happened to you will keep you from finding a solution and moving past that obstacle. Self-accountability isn't always about taking the blame for everything bad that happens to you. It also has to do with everything good that happens to you. See, the thing is, with entitled people, they take everything good that happens to them and they take credit for it, but everything bad that happens to them isn't their fault. Being accountable means everything, good or bad, is tracked down to something you did. Even winning the lottery. I mean, you got lucky, but you bought the lottery ticket. You made the money to buy the lottery ticket. You put in the work to make that money. Even something such as winning the lottery, that's mostly based on luck. Your actions were still the catalyst of that event of winning the lottery happening to you. Same thing with gambling. You went to the casino, you got those cards, you made the money to bet, and you won. Or you lost, which is also your fault. Being self-accountable is very freeing. You just accept that it was your fault, or it was because of you, and you move on, and you try and get better, and you try and grow. People who are entitled don't grow. They just kind of sit and fester in their own minds, trying to blame something else for everything that happens to them. Just accept that it's your fault and move on. It's really that simple. I think how I learned to be self-accountable is from trading. So what I do as a profession is I day trade things like Forex and index funds. So in trading, everything is on you. The way you see the charts, the way you enter, the way you close your position to take profits, or whether you lose. It's all on you. It all comes down to you and the way you saw it and the way you acted in the moment. So I think going through this journey of becoming a day trader has taught me extreme self-accountability, that it's no one else's fault when something wrong or something good happens to you. It's only on you. It's only because of the way you acted in the moment or decisions you made leading up to that moment. It's all on you. When taking accountability about something that's happening to you in the present and tracking back to something that happened in the past, or actions you took in the past, or decisions you made in the past, don't get bogged down in what you did in the past. Accountability isn't thinking about shoulda, woulda, coulda. It's about accepting what you did and moving on from there. So thinking about the decisions you made yesterday that led to the downfall today, just accept the decision you made in the moment and try and think of a solution and ways you can grow from there. Don't get all tied down about the past. You can only control what you do in the present. And I think one good practice to try and start taking more self-accountability is think of something bad that's happened to you recently, and maybe before you thought that it wasn't your fault, but try and think of every different angle you can look at it, every different move that you made leading up to that, and think about how that affected what happened to you. Truly find out where you went wrong, or not even wrong, just what you did that led up to that moment. And even in some cases, it can seem like a bit of a delusion, blaming everything on yourself. But like I said, it gives you a sense of clarity and freedom in your mind to not worry about blaming anyone or anything, and just saying, okay, that's on me. How can I be better from here? How can I find a solution? How can I make things right? So that's going to be all for tonight. I hope you guys have a good day or a good night, and hope you got some value out of this, and like the video, comment on what you think, and subscribe for more.